name's Deb Stevenson. I'm one of the founding members of Rendezvous Arts. You have no idea how huge my heart feels right now with this many people at this event. And I've seen this concert twice this week. You are going to have so much fun. Feel free to clap your hands, say a woo, whatever, just have a great time today. And how about the beautiful art? Steam is a fantastic world-class Irish band, as I'm sure some of you know. And they have some interesting instruments, and they're going to introduce you to them. After the concert, there is a post-concert reception where you can visit with Molly some more, but also have the chance to meet these guys up close and personal. So if you think of any questions about them or their instruments during, feel free to come on up and ask them. They'd love to talk to you and meet you, and that's part of what Rendezvous is all about, is breaking down that wall between the musicians and the artists and the people. And so we love that, and so we encourage you to stay and talk to me or Lee, our vice president of our board here, anybody, and just make yourself at home. I'd like to thank the Butler Family Foundation for underwriting this concert. We couldn't do this without all our audience members and all our sponsors, and we're truly grateful for all of you. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, you know, the usual silence your cell phones, please silence them, but if you want to take pictures, please take pictures. If you'd like to post them on Facebook and tag Rendezvous Arts, please do, we'd love that. So, anything that makes you happy. All right, so that said, let's welcome Steam.
nobody plays an instrument. Most of us can't even read music, but a lot of us were singers, so we each had a party piece and stuff like that. We'd go for holidays to my Aunt Madeline's. She had the biggest basement with nothing done to it but paint and the posts, kind of, like this. And our 6 kids, my cousin's 7 kids, the other ones with 5, the other ones with 3, we would just fool around in that basement, and then midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, we'd hear someone start singing, maybe my dad or something like that. And then we knew we were there for another 2 or 3 hours. And it was a long time before I realized that a lot of people don't take their kids to parties and carry them sleeping out to their cars at 3 o'clock in the morning after holidays. Anyway, my dad's, one of his party pieces was Mush 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 Turlayeri. And on the fire department, he was called Mush Mush O'Connell. And again, later I learned that mush also means somebody who drinks on the job. But those days are over now on the Chicago Fire Department, I found. Sorry about that. Anyway, so this is Mush 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 Turlayeri. And to set the scene, you might remember this from The Quiet Man, where they're bringing her stuff, bringing her things back to her. I want my things about me and my dowry. Anyway, so Mush 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 Turlayeri. Now 'twas there I learned reading and writing, at Ballymartin where I went to school. It was there I learned howling and fighting from my schoolmaster, Mr. O'Toole. Him and me, we had many a scrimmage, and divil a copy I wrote. I lathered him with my shillelagh, for he tread on the tail of my mush 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 turlayeri. My mush 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 turlayeri. Sure, I lathered him with my shillelagh, for he tread on the tail of my coat. Now an elegant hand I was courting, 4 lessons I took in the art, until Cupid that blackguard came sporting, an arrow drove straight through me heart. Miss O'Connor, she lived just for an inch me, tender lines to her I wrote, and if you dare say a black word against her, I'll tread on the tail of your mush 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 turlayeri. Your mush 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 turlayeri. If you dare say a black word against her, I'll tread on the tail of your coat. Now a bog trotter named Mickey Mulvaney, he tried for to steal her away. He had money and I hadn't any, so a challenge I sent him one day. The next morning we met at Kilterry, and the Shannon we crossed in a boat, and I lathered him with my shillelagh, for he tread on the tail of my mush 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 turlayeri. My mush 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 turlayeri. I lathered him with my shillelagh, for he tread on the tail of my coat. My fame spread throughout all the nation, and they came just to gaze upon me, and they all said without hesitation, "And you're a fighting man, Mickey, McGee." So I whipped all the Finnegan faction, and I beat all the Murphys afloat. If you're in for a raw eruption, just tread on the tail of my mush 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 turlayeri. My mush mush turlayeri. If you're in for a raw eruption, just tread on the tail of my coat. Sinead. Thank you.
That's the beautiful Catherine O'Connell, everybody. Let's give her another round of applause. So we're so thrilled to be here for the second season of Rendezvous Arts. We were part of the first season as well, which was back in 2020, and ended up being held in this very facility right here, but it was in the middle of a full city lockdown. So our audience ended up being Deb, her team, and a video camera, which I'm sure was not her original intention. So we are so thrilled to be here with all of you today. We'd just love to see with a show of hands, is this anyone's first live performance of 2022? Very cool. And anyone's first performance since 2020? Probably not in Chicago. All right. Well, whatever your last live performance was, we are so thrilled to be here with you all this afternoon. We're going to keep the program moving forward with a set of 3 original reels. I composed the first one, and a good friend of mine, Ellery Klein, another fiddle player, she's based out of Boston, composed the second 2, and we put these together for a part of another pandemic-born project that Jeff was also a part of. So we're going to play them for you now as part of our STEAM debut this afternoon. If you like them.
I'm really happy today that I get to show you guys an instrument that maybe some of you have never seen. And have any of you heard of a band called the Chieftains? Okay, never mind. This is the wrong crowd. You know, all right. So the uilleann pipes, maybe you haven't seen them in person, but I want to just kind of explain a little bit about what it is. And apologies to the folks in the back there, but I'll show you as best I can. Does anybody know what this thing is here? Anybody recognize this?
It's an iPhone.
Exactly. Oh my God. Somebody needs to get John some sunglasses.
Steve's turn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. John, your man here.
We're good, thank you.
Okay, pass the hat back to you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is a bellows, of course, and maybe you've used this in the past for your fireplace, you know, kind of this. Well, the Irish thought this is way too easy. They're gonna have a different use for this, and so this is going to be kind of the engine of this type of bagpipe that I'm going to show you. So I take this bellows and I use this piece of leather here and I strap it around my waist like this, and strap it on nice and tight. And then the other part of the instrument I have here at my feet, and again, those in the back, I apologize, it's going to be a little hard to see, but this is what they call the uilleann pipes. And uilleann is an Irish word, or Irish Gaelic word, named elbow or bend, and you're going to see why in a second. So I'll hold it up here, and the beautiful thing about the Rendezvous Arts kind of format is afterwards, we're going to be able to get together and chat, and I promise you can come up and ask me as many questions, and I will answer as much as I can for you. So hold your questions until later, but I'll continue on my TED Talk here about the uilleann pipes. So what I do, I take this part of the instrument, and I connect them to the bellows using this very traditional piece of washing machine hose tubing. And I connect it up like this. And I take my right arm, and I put it on the outside of the bellows. And now, by pumping the bellows, I can actually put air into the other side, which is a leather bag. And for the engineers in the audience, there's a one-way valve here that keeps the air from going back the other way, right? So I'm pumping it up, and the air is going in. And once the air is in the bag, I can do a couple things with it. I can play on this part of the instrument, and shout out to my oboe friends here. This is like an oboe, yeah? That's a double reed in the top. And this is called the chanter. This is what you play the melody on. And when I play just the chanter by itself, it sounds like this. Sounds lovely in this place. Yeah, cool. Now, the interesting thing about the Irish bagpipes, the uilleann pipes, is I can play actually 2 octaves. And Mary Ann being in the front row, she can see that the chanter is on my leg. So I can play staccato notes and stop the sound. Our Scottish brethren playing the great Highland bagpipes, once they get started, they don't stop, right? They're right? So they get going and they can't stop. Uilleann pipes play staccato notes for you musicians out there. The other thing I can do is I can play 2 octaves like this. So, and then the other piece I can do with the air in the bag is play all of this stuff down here. I'll cut my talk short, but talk about just this being the drones. So it's like a beehive or a buzzsaw down there. 3 notes of D, 3 octaves. So what I'd like to play for you now is actually a march from Ireland named the Battle of Aughrim. It was an important battle in Irish history. And then we'll go into a set of reels, just a reel, anyway. And we'll see how this goes. So, the Battle of Aughrim.
So in 1976, I was lucky enough to win a prize, a trip for two to Ireland, and both my mom and my dad came with. And my mother has first cousins there, my dad. We're actually trying to sort that out, but we were so close to our comedy cousins that we kind of left the O'Connells to figure out their own way, I guess, without us. But being the oldest of 6 kids, and the 6 kids in 7 years, the idea of being able to take 2 weeks with my parents was awesome. And my dad was a great singer. My mother was an actress. She had some songs she would sing, but she was great at the recitations. So again, we learned about recitations or stories or poems and songs as a party piece. And so we were there in Ireland, and I learned this song, and I just thought, the first time I heard it was way back in Connemara, an epic party at my mother's cousin's house. And she was all excited about the Yanks coming and had painted some furniture and stuff like that. And it was sweltering in the house, sweltering. And my father, who had packed the most gigantic suitcase I'd ever seen, this side of a steamer trunk, he really had not traveled except to Lake Geneva since he came back from Korea in the Korean War in 1952. And he's sitting there, and he's got on his best outfit, right? Sitting there, he gets up to go to the bathroom, and the chair sticks to his pants. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And of course, my mom's cousin is so embarrassed, and my dad just like, oh, this is the way I'll keep my seat. And he walks through and takes the chair with him to the bathroom and everything. Anyway, so that was a magic night. We were dancing and in this tiny little room, around the house, behind the dresser, the whole thing. It was so much fun. And anyway, but I learned this song, and oddly enough, probably shouldn't have prefaced it with such a silly story, but this is called Shanna Golden. Beautiful song, and the melody was familiar to me, so all I had to do was learn the words, and we'll see how that held up. It's 1976, you know what I'm saying? All right. The cold winds over the mountains are calling soft to me, and the smell of scented heather brings bitter memories. The wild and lonely girl up in the summer skies flies high o'er Shanna Golden, where my young Willie lies. Do you remember, darling, we walked the moonlit roads? I held you in my arms then, I never let you go. Our hands, they were entwined, my love, all in the pale moonlight, near the fields of Shanna Golden, on a lonely winter's night. Then came the call to arms, love. The hills, they were aflame. Down from the silent mountains, many Saxon strangers came. I held you in my arms then, my young heart wild with fear, near the fields of Shanna Golden, I could hear the rifles firing in the mountains far away. I held you in my arms, love, and your blood ran free and bright, and you died by Shanagolden on a lonely winter's night. Ah, but that was long ago, my love. Our sun grows fine and tall. The hills, they are at peace again. The Saxon strangers gone. There's roses on your grave, my love. There's an eagle in the skies, flying high o'er Shanagolden, where my young Willie lies.
We're going to continue with three jigs that, the first of which was collected here in Chicago by the great commander of the Chicago Police Force, who happened to be a musician and an avid and passionate collector of Irish music. His name was Captain Francis O'Neill from County Cork, and this is one of the lesser-known pieces. As a young musician growing up 10 years younger than some very accomplished players like Liz Carroll, Jimmy Keane, Michael Flatley, the contest amongst us was always to find the overlooked gem within the Chief O'Neill collection. And he put out two collections. First collection of Irish music was 1,001 tunes, and then he topped himself with 1,850 more. And within that collection, there's about 40% of the tunes are played to this day as common session favorites, but there's a large untapped selection of tunes, and this first one is one of those, called The White Petticoat.
reiterate how proud and happy STEAM is to be a part of the Rendezvous Arts Chamber Music Series. Special thanks to Deb, who's done so much work. And thanks to the crew also, of course, and also it's a treat to join Molly and her magnificent glass blowing and the work that she's done. I picked up a piece myself. I couldn't resist. It was wonderful. So really great work. So we see some familiar faces and some friends, and we can sense the familiarity with some Irish music out there. But I wanted to add that if you're accustomed to chamber music, you might be used to sitting quietly and patiently for the song to be finished, and then you politely add your little round of applause, and it's very welcome, I'm sure, to all chamber musicians. Irish music is a little bit different. You might have heard the odd whoop and holler as we're playing, and that's welcome. Like, we really appreciate that. It really adds to the energy. So I'd like to practice with you guys. So one of the things that you might hear is a loud, like, hup. And so on the count of three, I'm going to count to three, and then after the three, I'd like for you guys to give me a good, full-bodied hup. All right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hup! I think we can probably do a little bit better. It was really good.
That was exceptional. Oh my God.
Okay, well then we'll move on. I think we're ready for the next level.
Get much better.
Okay, that's great. So if you want to take it to the next level, you might hear a woo. So we're going to try a woo, all right? Let's see if you guys do it as good as the hup. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Oh my God, that's outstanding. Brilliant. Give yourselves a round of applause. So where you hear those is typically when there's a key change or the musicians do something funky or the change in the style of a tune. This next set that we're about to do has some fantastic opportunities for you guys to add the hups and the woos. We're going to play a couple slip jigs. There's going to be a big key change in there, and you can add that in there. And then we're going to go into a reel after that. So great spots. It's going to be completely obvious. We need you to do that. And then you guys put those in the right spots, and you can think to yourselves, I made a big difference. Yeah. All right, here we go. Yeah, brilliant.
next song is a classic song written by Guy Clark, the Texas songwriter. And please welcome back to the stage Catherine O'Connell.
So, my Connolly grandparents immigrated in the early 1900s and really worked hard, and they had 5 kids. And my grandfather was a Park District policeman, and then they merged with the City of Chicago policeman. Spent his whole life in a uniform. Even when he retired, he went to work at the Continental Bank and had a security officer's uniform. And he used to come home down our block. We lived on the same block, 2 doors away. And we'd come down the block and we'd see him coming down the block and we'd all run towards him and, Grandpa, Grandpa. You know, very often we'd ask him, how tall are you? And he would say, only 2 people on this earth exactly 6 feet tall. Jesus Christ and myself. And he was probably really about 6'3", 6'4". He was really very tall, had a long, long face, and he had the most beautiful blue eyes. Beautiful blue eyes. So a few years ago, I was asked to sing, learn this song for a funeral. It's one of the reasons I was banned from St. Edward's Church there for years. That and Danny Boy in the same funeral. Did not work with Pierre, or whatever his name was. Anyway, but I learned it, and I had to sing through it 100 times, because every time I sang it, I would think of my grandfather and his beautiful eyes, and it would make me cry. So that's my aim. If you're not crying, I'm not doing my job. Anyway, this is my grandfather's immigrant eyes. Old Ellis Island was swarming like a scene from a costume ball, decked out in the colors of Europe and on fire with the hope of it all. They were standing in lines just like cattle, poked and prodded and shoved. Some were one desk away from sweet freedom, some were torn from someone they loved. Through that teeming tower of Babel came a young man, confused and alone, determined and bound for America, carrying everything that he owned. Sometimes when I look in my grandfather's immigrant eyes, I see that day reflected. I can't hold my feelings inside. I see him starting with nothing, working hard all of his life. Don't take it for granted, say grandfather's immigrant eyes. Now he rocks and he stares out the window, but his eyes are still just as clear as the day he sailed through the harbor to come ashore on the island of tears. My grandfather's days are numbered, but I won't let his memory die, for he gave me the gifts of this country and that look in his immigrant eyes. Don't take it for granted, say grandfather's immigrant ties. Don't take it for granted, say grandfather's immigrant ties. Thank you.
So we're going to sneak another tune in that's not on the program. We realized when we were coming up with our set list this past week that we were still in St. Patrick's Day mode, and every single instrumental piece was really fast. So we want to throw something slow in for you guys, and we're going to dedicate this next piece to Ed Sayers over there and his daughter and granddaughter. I think Ed has not missed a single performance Steve has ever done. So we want to thank you for your support, Ed. We love you. And this is a beautiful piece called If Ever You Were Mine, composed by Morris Lemon.
All right, I'm kind of a mush myself, right? Who doesn't cry? All right. I have 2 boys in New York City right now. So I tried to give them a little word of song with a message. I don't think they got it because they never listened to me sing at all. They're like, oh, stop. Oh my God. I did go out with a guy one time who said going out with me was like living in a musical. I had a song for everything, right? Okay, got old, we broke up. We're still friends, though. Anyway, so, but this song is, Oh You New York Girls, Can't You Dance the Polka? Song with a message, right? Shipmates, listen to me and I'll tell you in my song all about a nice young girl I won't detain you long. And away, Santee, my dear Annie, all young New York girls, can you dance the polka? When I went out one evening, a fair maid I did meet. She asked me for to see her home, she lived on Bleecker Street. When we got to Bleecker Street and stopped at 44, her mother and her sister there to greet me at the door. And away, Santee, my dear Annie, all young New York girls, can you dance the polka? When we got inside the house, drink was passed around. The liquor was so awful strong, my head went round and round. Then we had another drink before we sat to eat. The liquor was so awful strong, I quickly fell asleep. And away, Santee, my dear Annie, all young New York girls, can you dance the polka? When I awoke next morning, looking all around, my gold watch and my pocketbook were nowhere to be found. With aching head I wandered down Cherry Street forlorn, till Martin Churchill took me on, sent me round Cape Horn. And away, Santee, my dear Annie, all young New York girls, can you dance the polka? And away, Santee, my dear Annie, all young New York girls, can you dance the polka?
such a great 3 gigs. You guys are here for this one, but they have been all so fantastic. And again, huge round of applause from the band. Thank you so much. And letting us be a part of your family and what's going on. Definitely afterwards, we're going to love to chat with you. Please go check out the amazing artistry of Molly. And I think, Molly, you said that some of your friends are here, people that helped you put the pieces together here.
Yes, my assistant's here.
Yes. So, oh, up there, yeah. So definitely go check out and listen to her story about how she created all that amazing artwork. It is really fascinating and really a work of love there. So, thank you so much. We have one more set for you.
And the album's coming out. Right?
Yes. It's been a great St. Patrick's Day run for all of us, and we have had so much fun. This is, yeah. Well, we'll definitely do it again. So
Stay tuned. Join our mailing list.
oh yes, we have a mailing list to sign up on somewhere. SteamIrishMusic.com is a good place to find out information, or Instagram or Facebook as well. So thank you again, and we'll finish off here with a blast of reels. So.
And before we do, I don't think we introduced the fiddle player this afternoon, direct from Pittsburgh, Katie Brennan. And I'd like to give a special recognition for the violin maker who's in the house, Peter Seaman, who made one of the violins.
I dropped the ball. I also dropped the ball. We have John Williams. Hey!
That's it.
Okay, anybody else?
We're good.
Okay.
Thank you. Alec and Taylor, thank you
Oh,
so
Alec
much
and
for
Taylor, yes.
our production team.
Taylor, Alex, and Jasper, and Sam.
And Dave.
Cheers. All right.
Kesselman. I'm on the Rendezvous Arts Board as well. I work with Deb in setting up these concerts. We're so excited to have all of you here. And last year we told every artist who came in, we had one live concert last year. We told every artist, this isn't exactly what we mean, that we'll be performing for a recording machine in an empty room. We want people to be in the room enjoying the art and the music and everything. And you have made this dream come true. We've got one more concert this year. This will be our 6th concert at Artifact Events this season, and it's the Band of 5 Woodwind Quintet that Deb plays oboe in. I'll be playing grand piano along with them on some works by Mozart and Poulenc. But the concert's opening with sea chanties, and you guys are already warmed up. Yeah? So please enjoy the artwork in the artist corner there. Let's enjoy the bar over there. It wouldn't be an Irish Music Fest without that. And let's thank Steve for all that.
Thank you.